Hi everyone, and welcome to today's edition of Gardening and Canning in the City. Today we're going to make a peach raspberry jam. The tree is still loaded with peaches, so we're going to continue with making a lot more recipes, and that'll give you a lot of choices when your tree is full of peaches too. So come on in and let's get started. So the ingredients for this recipe is 6 cups of peeled and pitted peaches, 6 tablespoons of strained lemon juice, fresh, 14 and a half cups of sugar, 2 cups of crushed and seeded raspberry pulp, 1 teaspoon of unsalted butter, and 2 3-ounce pouches of liquid pectin. And what we're going to do is combine the peaches and the lemon juice and stir in about half of the sugar and cover the pan and let it sit for 20 minutes. So let's get this done and I'll be back in 20 minutes. Alright, so our 20 minutes is up with the peaches and the sugar. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start this up on a low heat. I'm going to add the raspberry juice and the rest of the sugar. Sugar goes in all at once. And the butter. The butter helps to keep it from getting too much foam in there. So let me get the rest of this raspberry juice in here. Yum. Alright, so let's go ahead and stir this up. We're going to keep this over low heat until all the sugar is dissolved. And then we're going to turn it up and cook it down. Oh, what a beautiful color. Look at that. Oh, it's got the peaches and the raspberries. That is a beautiful color. Doesn't that look amazing? Can't wait. This is the first time I've made this jam, so I'll be really happy to give this a try. So, got all the sugar in there. Okay, so we're going to let this dissolve and bring this up to a full rolling boil. Once the sugar is dissolved, we'll turn it up and cook it. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright everyone, so now our jam is up to a full rolling boil, and what we're going to do is add our 2 pouches of liquid pectin, and then we're going to let it cook for 1 minute. So let's just add this pectin in all at once. Oh. Can't wait to try this jam. It looks so good. Alright, so let's stir this in. Bring it up to a full rolling boil again. There we go. Alright, and we're going to set the timer for 1 minute. Alright. Make sure when you're making this jam that you're stirring it constantly because it will burn very, very easily. So it takes quite a while. You're here about, 20-30 minutes stirring. So you want to make sure you've got that devoted time with no kids or distractions or anything. And just enjoy the process. It's a lot of fun making jams. And it tastes so good. You're not having the high fructose corn syrup in there and the chemicals and the dyes. When my kids were little, the red food coloring dyes, I tell you, they just couldn't handle it. It really bothered them. They got nasty and hyperactive and had a really bad response to it. So I always made my own jams, since oh my gosh, early 80s I started making jams on my own. So here we go. See, that was really quick. Our minute is up. We're going to turn it off. And we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes. And what this does is when you're jarring it up, it helps to keep the fruit from separating and being at the top of the jars instead of throughout the jam. I'm also going to skim off the foam. You can see there's some foam in here. You want to skim that off. I usually just give it to the kids or eat it as a treat because it tastes good. It's just don't want to put that in your jars. So I'm going to skim that off while it sits for 5 minutes, and then we're going to jar it up. All right. So I'm starting to can this up. You want hot jams in hot jars. I have boiled my jars for 10 minutes so they're all sterilized and ready to go. You want to can this up, and it calls for a 1/4 inch headspace. There. And then you want to wipe the rim of your jar down. And then put on your hot lid. And tighten the rim down. Not too tight, just fingertip tight. Get the next jars. Stir it up every time so that way it's mixed real well. There we go. Put that into the next one. Wipe my rim. On my lid. And there we go. Alright, I'm going to finish jarring this up and then we'll start the canner and get it sealed. Alright, so I got 13 half-pint jars all jarred up and ready to go. We're going to stick them in the canner. I'm going to bring this up to a boil. I got my Victorio, which tells me when it is ready to start the time when it hits that green section. But if you're just in a regular water bath canner, all you have to do is a full rolling boil, and then you will set the timer for 15 minutes. And then once the 15 minutes is up, you're going to turn off the heat and let it sit for 5 minutes and just kind of crack the lid so that some of the heat can come out. I still have a little bit more, so I'm going to be doing a second round of canning, but right now we're going to go ahead and jar and seal these 13 half-pint jars. Let's go. Alrighty, our time is up. So we're going to turn off our timer and turn off the stove. And I like to just crack it like that and let some of the steam out. I'm going to let it sit for 5 minutes and then we're going to pull it out of the canner. I have 2 layers of towels sitting here on the countertop ready to go. So I'm going to let this go for 5 minutes. Alrighty, our 5 minutes are up and now we're going to start pulling this out of the canner. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. What a beautiful jam. Oh my goodness. So I have another 5 jars that are going into this canner as soon as I pull these out. So look at that. Whoop. So, here. You see that? Look at how beautiful that is. Nice, beautiful raspberry color. Oh, can't wait to try this jam. I do have a little bit in the bowl over here. I'm going to give it a try on some toast in here a minute. Just like that. This is screaming hot, so you want to be really careful when you're pulling these out of here. You're just going to let them sit on the countertop to cool for 24 hours. And once the 24 hours is over, you take the rims off, label it, and put it on the shelf. You do want to come back and check this in about 2 to 3 hours to make sure they've all sealed, because if they haven't sealed, you got to put them in the fridge because they will go bad. Alrighty everyone, we're going to give this a try. We had a little bit still in the pan. Look how beautiful this jam is. It's beautiful raspberry flavor. So I'm going to give it a try. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you. I think I got a new favorite jam. Oh wow. This is incredible. It's got the raspberry. You can taste the raspberry jam in it. But it's also got the hint of peach in there. Oh man. You have got to give this recipe a try. It is really, really, really good. Oh wow. Well everyone, thank you for joining me in my little canning adventure today. You've got to try this jam, I'm telling you. No wonder why it wins so many awards at the state fairs, because it is definitely the best jam I've ever tasted in my life, and I make a lot of jams. So give this a try. Thank you for coming with me today, and like, subscribe, and share, and we'll do more canning videos. Right now we're at jams, and we're going to continue all the way up through meats. So come join me and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification, and you'll know when I upload a video. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.